Parents and children of all ages, the Colleton County Memorial Library presents Homeschool Action.
Come on everybody, friends one and all, let's come together, let's break down those walls. We're gonna listen and we're gonna learn, having fun all the way. Somebody said, let's listen and learn together. Let's sing and learn forever. Let's listen and learn together. Let's sing and learn forever. Let's listen, learn together. Let's listen, learn forever. Let's read and learn. Well, hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, homeschoolers. We're excited. Miss Jessica, our homeschooling mom and teacher, is back. Now, she's taught us lots of things last year. This is a brand new year, and we're going forward. And Miss Jessica, I can't wait to see what we're going to learn this year.
Oh, good. But while we're learning, we are going to use good manners.
Oh.
So I am going to ask you, Miss Shiela,
Uh-huh.
if you would please do the writing today for us.
Yes, ma'am, I will.
I thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
Now, boys and girls, good morning. We're going to be learning today about parts of speech. Parts of speech include a lot of different words and a lot of different types of words. But today we're only going to be talking about 3 of them. We're going to talk about nouns, pronouns, and verbs. All written sentences need to have a subject and a predicate. Subject words are nouns or pronouns, and words that modify or go along with those nouns or pronouns. And predicates are always the verbs and words that go with those verbs. Everything else in the rest of the sentence that doesn't pertain to the subject would be in the predicate. What are nouns?
Nouns are the names of a person, place, animal, or thing.
A person, Miss Shiela. But Miss Shiela we could also refer to as a lady. If she were younger, we could say a girl. So she is a person. And I didn't say Miss Shiela is a person. I said she is a person, which is a pronoun. So it takes the place of it. When Miss Shiela tells a story, she does it by writing a book, because the children that she wants to share that story with might live all the way across the world. And they cannot hear her tell the story, but they can read the story in the written form. So writing is very, very important. But that's the reason we're learning about nouns, pronouns, and verbs. Okay, there are 2 types of verbs. There's active verbs and passive verbs. Or that we will be using today will be active verbs. That means Miss Shiela writes on the whiteboard. Miss Shiela is our noun. Our verb is writes where she's writing.
So in other words, an active verb is like an action verb.
It is action. It is showing action.
All right.
So talking. Who's doing the talking right now?
Miss Jessica.
Okay, Miss Jessica is talking. So is talking the verb, and Miss Jessica is the subject,
Or the noun.
the noun. Let's try some simple sentences using nouns, pronouns, and verbs. All right, boys and girls, we're going to try some sentences using Curious George. Now, Curious George is not a person. Is he a place?
No, ma'am.
He is a type of animal. So, Miss Shiela, would you write a sentence about Curious George using just that he is a monkey and what he is doing? Okay, boys and girls, Miss Shiela has written Curious George plays. Curious George is his name. Plays is what he's doing. So here's our noun. And here's our verb. When you use a proper name, that means you capitalize it. When you use a common name, it's lowercase unless it starts a sentence.
Okay.
The is not a noun, nor is it a verb, but it is telling us which monkey. So that is what we call a modifier. It modifies monkey. If we wanted to say something about Curious George but not use a noun, what would we use in place of that noun? So you used
He plays.
he plays. So this is
Curious George is a
Curious
noun.
George is a noun because that's his name.
Right.
He is the pronoun, and monkey is also a noun. And that's 3 different ways we can talk about Curious George.
I love it. Junie B. Jones waves.
Very good. Very good. Now, pronoun.
She waves.
Very good.
She is the pronoun.
Mhm.
Waves is the verb.
That's right. Girl is the noun.
Uh-huh.
Waves is the verb. Junie B. Jones is the noun because that is her name.
Mhm.
And waves is the verb.
Okay.
So that's 3 ways we can say the same thing.
Got it. You got it? Yes. All right.
Okay. Now, boys and girls, we have a thing. What is this thing, Miss Sheila?
Looks like a pumpkin, Miss Jessica.
Very good. The pumpkin doesn't have a name, so we don't need to use a proper noun. We're just using a common noun, which does not have to be capitalized. Okay, the pumpkin. What is the pumpkin doing?
The pumpkin sits.
Yes, it sits on the ground. So it just sits. Now, if we use a pronoun for pumpkin, are we going to do a he?
No, ma'am. It.
That's correct. It, because it's a thing. It sits. That's it. Isn't that nice and easy?
Very easy. Now that you showed it to us, Miss Jessica. Thank you.
Oh, you are welcome. So, when you're thinking about how should I write it, say it out loud. And if it sounds really weird, you pretty well know that that's not the correct way. Is double check either with someone who does know or comes from a different background, or you know what we have? We have
Google.
the internet. Whether we Google it or whatever, we can find out what the correct usage is.
That's correct.
It is, that information is readily available to all of us.
Well, thank you, Miss Jessica. We learned a lot. Boys and girls, let's practice using nouns, verbs, and pronouns. See you the next time.
Bye-bye, boys and girls.
Every day we learn something new. It was nice to talk and read to you. Glad that we came together and thankful for your smiling face. We sang, we laughed, we danced, we played. Miss Shiela, so glad you shared your day.